Yeah, I mean, there are so many issues at play that these two writers magnificently sum up. And one is that this assumption that the new media would immediately fill the void that's being created by the death, sorry, David, of newspapers.
Good job.
But what they show us is that 95% or more of journalism is still happening at newspapers. It's not happening on the internet. It may end up on the internet, but most of it is happening in newsrooms like the New York Times. And as they decline, you won't have journalism happening on the internet in the same way. It's not a sustainable model. You don't have enough people doing it. Now, for audience, there are many people out there who don't feel passionate about the demise of newspapers because they never felt that they resonated anyway.
They lied them into a war.
Right. So
They feel deserved by
right. So
newspapers.
the whole issue of audience is really key. It's something that the Kerner Commission report definitely made note of, that, you know, the audience is more than this narrow prism that most of even the best of the mainstream media have imagined. So I think it would be problematic to shift now to the audience model, because you're still leaving out a really large share of the population. So you would have to still make structural changes within these newsrooms before you even looked at a consumer model. Because so many people, as I said, have been left out. And they also note how, you know, until you have widespread broadband access, the internet model is problematic again. You know, I think they said that 40%, about 40% have access or don't.
Don't have broadband.
Don't have, and if you looked at minority communities, it would be much higher than that. So we have this problem where the old model is evaporating quicker than we can find a way to address the new models, and then they turn to government subsidies. And I mean, I can hear the cries of socialism, can't you?
I often hear it.
Yeah. But they make a compelling argument for government support. Not that I'm altogether optimistic about how much is rooted in the reality of our politics and the reality of our self-interest as Americans, but it is to think of it as a way of expanding, say, public television, and expanding access and really serving the public interest, seeing journalism as a public good in the way they defined it, a public good much in the way that public schools are, much in the way that investments in infrastructure are. But at the same time, that's what gives me pause. Just the way we've ignored and bailed out on our public schools, and we don't quite take care of our infrastructure, I'm not sure if we're still we're at a place yet that we're mature enough as Americans to really rally around this idea of a public interest that we have to protect.